Hey fakers, Ariel here. We are still on summer break, but we've got another hot posting of our Playback series where we revisit older episodes. We've got another fantastic episode, Twilight. Enjoy. We will be back in September with more spicy content on Faking It. Stay real, fakers. Hi, I'm Ariel Lee Cohen.
Hey, I'm Morgan Smith.
And we are the hosts of Faking It with Ariel and Morgan.
We're two intimacy coordinators here to talk about the spicy scenes you see in film and TV.
So you were wondering where I am.
Yeah, where are you?
For our visual viewers, I am in front of Bella Swan's house because today we are going over Twilight. Yay!
Yay!
I just want to mention to our listeners also that it is raining today here in California for the first time in forever. Yeah. So you might hear some rainy rain, but I think it's apt for doing Twilight, you know?
Yeah, it goes with like the vibes because I've never seen these movies. I've seen a couple of clips, but I get the feeling it's a rainy series.
It is a rainy series. Wait, have you never seen any Twilight movie?
I've never seen any Twilight movie.
Oh,
I know.
My God.
I'm in for it.
Yes, this is going to be amazing. I'm so excited. All right, well, since I'm going to be talking a lot, I feel like, do you want to do the hot off the set?
Yeah. Hot off the set. This is where we share on-set stories with all identifying details such as names, places, and project titles changed for privacy. Then, in scene work, we're going to watch an intimacy scene in real time and rate it using our spice scale, scoring it across 3 key categories and giving it a final letter grade. We'll have notes and links in our captions in case you want to watch the scene yourself. And after that, in position to know, we'll answer common questions we get about our work. So, let's kick it off with some hot off the set. Hot off the set.
We are in a mood today. I like that.
We have feelings.
My hot off the set today is I was on set recently and I was called in for a 2-second kiss. Just lip-to-lip contact. So we're looking at touching of head, hair, face, neck, shoulders, upper and lower back, maybe waist. And sometimes we get called in for these, and it's fine. Like, I'm happy to come in. I love boundaries being adhered to no matter the situation that we're in. Mm-hmm. And every person on the set felt it was necessary to come up to me and say, so this must be your easiest day ever. And I'm like, it takes just as much energy for me to do a kissing scene as it is pretty much to do any scene. It takes less time to do the choreo. You don't have to have as big of a safety meeting with as much going on. You don't have to deal with robes and modesty garments, sure. But a kissing scene can create problems in the same way that, you know, a simulated nudity scene would create problems. I've done simulated sex scenes where the actors are fine with everything, have zero boundaries, don't even care about the robe. They want to get in, they want to get out, and they want to get their coffee at the end of the day. I've done a couple of kissing scenes where actors were struggling quite a bit over just the lip-to-lip contact. Once because it was her first kiss ever, and she was having a lot of big feelings about that.
Sure.
I understand why it appears to be, you know, an easy day for us and that it's fine. And ultimately, it was kind of an easy day. The actors were both very understanding. They were very happy for me to be there. We popped in, we popped out. I was there for 20 minutes. It was great. But it doesn't mean that there's no prep going into it. It doesn't mean that I don't have to have conversations with the director and the actors about it. It doesn't mean that I'm not behind monitor making sure it looks good. Even when we just did like the basic choreography, her initial reaction was to cup his cheek. And I'm like, so you're going to block his face if you do that. So why don't we switch hands like here and maybe put your hand here instead? And she's like, you're the boss, you know. I'm like, I'm just trying to get ahead of it, girl. No hate, no shame, no shade to anyone who thinks it's easy. I get that. This is part of why we have a podcast, so we can explain that it's not always. I just was kind of amused by the whole thing.
You never really know until you're getting into it what scene is going to actually present the most challenges or require the most prep. Of course, it's more likely to be a scene with simulated sex. It's more likely to be a scene with nudity or having multiple people in the scene. But you don't know for sure. Maybe they just got broken up with and now kissing a new person, like, feels very different than it would have normally.
But do you have a hot off the set? Let's get into you.
I do have a hot off. Well, it's technically not off the set because this is the only project so far in my intimacy coordinator career that I have said no to because of the content of the material.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so every intimacy coordinator has their own boundaries of what types of projects they will work on. And I'm talking outside of like, oh, this isn't within my realm of expertise or knowledge, just like personal boundaries. Like, this is something that I would rather not work on. This is the only thing that I've come across that I was like, absolutely not. I can't even remember how I got referred to this project. You can tell a lot about how the set is going to be and the attitude that production has towards intimacy scenes based on how it's written in the script. What words are they using? This one really read like a bad adult film, like the most basic, the way it was talking about the women in the scene. There was so much excessive violence and sex happening, like totally needless nudity and like all of these really intricate, intimate acts, which in the right context, I would be really stoked to work on. But given the fact that there was no real context or need for it in this story, it really felt like the writer was like, if I put this stuff on the page, I can get people to do this. And the craziest part too, I forgot about this. When they first emailed me, they were like, we have a couple of scenes we could use your help on. And I'm reading through the script, and without any stretch of the imagination, I was like, you need me on at least 32 scenes. And it's not even like, oh, there's a kissing scene, maybe you could use my help. And it's like, there is nudity and or simulated sex in at least 32 scenes. You need me on those. And some of them were group sex scenes, and they weren't like, this is the scene we'd like you to work on. And I was like, in what world?
There was one production where the director was like, we'll only need you for one day. And I was like, great. And then I read the 100+ page script, and there were something like 50 nudity, simulated sex, intimacy moments. I said, how long is this shoot? I think he said it was like a 10 or a 12-day shoot for an independent film. And I said, you would need me every single day. And he's like, well, is there a way we could do it in one day? Like, we just do all the simulated sex scenes and nudity moments in one day, and then we just shoot the rest of the scenes on all the other days. And I'm like, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but that sounds like hell on earth for everyone involved.
The pitch was, what if we shot all 50 intimate and simulated sex scenes in one day?
One day. In one day, but just ignored all the dialogue in the scenes, everything that led up to it, and everything at the end of the scene. Just did the moments of intimacy. Just pop, 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 pop.
For context for people who have not worked on a film shoot before, how many pages are done on like an average independent lower budget project? And I'm talking just pages, not even scene numbers, because scenes can be a quarter of a page or they could be multiple.
I want to say like 7 pages is a pretty average amount. Verticals can get us to 16. I've seen a 12-hour day where we worked on 1 page, and that's a little excessive, but it was a one shot, and so be it.
So 50 scenes is like... Even if the scenes were all an eighth of a page, why am I proposing myself to do math? But it's nuts.
It would have to be a 50th of a page. And beyond that, there's so much that goes into every single angle. So to say we're just going to do the intimacy, so we're going to set up for the entire scene, just the intimacy part, but then we have to replicate the exact same setup of lighting and costumes and art and everything thing for the rest of the shoot is the continuity would be so flawed. Everyone would be so miserable all the time.
Oh my God. It's stressing me out. Like, you know that episode of The Bear in season 1? That 20-minute continuous shot episode where everything goes wrong? I'm getting stressed hearing about this shoot.
Didn't end up working out between us because I felt that it wasn't viable or possible to do it a safe way, obviously.
Yeah. Speaking of crazy stories.
Yay! Scene work.
Scene work. Take us away.
Oh my God, I'm going to take you so far away from all of this. This is the Twilight Saga: Breaking Dawn, Part 1, released in 2011. The actors are Kristen Stewart as Isabella or Bella Swan and Robert Pattinson as Edward Cullen. It was written by Melissa Rosenberg and Stephanie Meyer, who also wrote the book, and it was directed by Bill Condon and was intimacy coordinated by no one because it didn't exist back then. Here's some context. I originally was thinking maybe we don't need context. Now we definitely do. For sure.
Yes.
So this is the 4th movie of 5, even though there's 4 books.
Gee, there are 5?
There are 5 movies. There's
Okay.
Twilight. I don't need to go through the whole thing.
It's fine.
So,
there are 5.
there are 5. A lot has happened up to this point, but I do want to mention also that out of the 4 books, it's been like a 10-month period. But anyway.
Sure.
Anyways, Bella at this point is an 18-year-old human girl, and Edward is an 109-ish, forever 17 virginal vampire. They're both virgins, though. Bella begs for sex approximately 1,000 times, and Edward keeps saying no until marriage because he's very old-fashioned.
That is probably the most intense dedication to abstinence.
To be fair, Stephanie Meyer is Mormon. The books are written with a sort of Mormon overview. She eventually says, yes, I will marry you at age 18 in front of my friends and family. Cut to the honeymoon, where we are now. They finally decide to try having sex. She's nervous because it's her first time. He's nervous that she'll die. Edward might literally kill her with his marble statue super strength and her very breakable human body, that the passion will be too much and he'll kill her.
Okay.
The stakes, pun intended, are high. They decide to get into the mood with a little swim. So let's get into it.
Oh my God.
I also feel like it's very important to mention that I have read all the books. I have seen all the movies many, many times.
I feel like I'm in good hands.
You're in great hands. I don't think you could be in better hands, truthfully.
I don't think I could. We're on a rocky beach. It's nighttime. Kristen Stewart is in a towel on the beach. Sure. And she's naked underneath, I assume. Oh, she takes off the towel. She's going into the water.
I want to talk about how green screened this water is, though.
Oh, yeah. Robert Pattinson's in the water. I think he's also naked. And so they're both going to go, that seems cold.
It's going to be
It seems really cold. We see the moonlight over them. They're both very pale. This is how they're going to get in the mood for their first time? Water sex is really tough. This is not... Okay. She puts her hand on his face. They're kissing. No one is shivering.
I trust you.
I trust
She
you not to
shouldn't.
kill me. I'm so
shouldn't.
nervous. So he's lifted her up. We're in a bed. It looks warmer. They're remarkably dry for having just been in the ocean. Their hair is totally dry. He's kissing
Who knows
her.
what that was?
He's above her. I guess he's already penetrated and hasn't killed her. Oh! Ah! Why? But he's broken the wall! No! Get out of there, Bella! Bella! It's not okay! It's not okay! He just broke the wall with his bare hand! Now here's his hand. He might have
And that's it.
splinters in his hand.
And that's fucking
What? I'm so scared for Bella. I'm so worried. Oh my God.
She lives. The next day, she is bruised.
Let me see it. Okay. Next morning, she's lying in bed. There are feathers everywhere. She looks at the feathers and is like, whoa, what chicken exploded? What happened to the room? This 4-poster bed is destroyed. Shit is thrown everywhere. There are suitcases. She is too chill about this. She is so calm, like she just got a massage. And clearly, she just got thrown around, like literally thrown. She's thinking back to last night. They're kissing. She's touching her collarbone, remembering the night before. Like,
where he almost murdered her.
Where he murdered the room.
But also, so much broken. It seems like it was the slowest, sweetest sex.
So, how did it all break? She's touching her lips. Like, that's where his lips were. Wow. His mouth was on my mouth. You know how you remember things. And then they're kissing.
I have to tell you and show you. He gets real mad about this, too.
They're both standing in the mirror looking. Oh my God! There's a huge hand mark on her arm, a bruise in the shape of his hand. And now there's another bruise on her shoulder. And he's like, look, I fucked you up.
No, he's real sad. He's real sad. He's like, we're never having sex again.
Oh, he feels bad about it now.
Yeah.
This is not a healthy relationship to show young women.
It's not. It's really not. It's 3.5 movies of build-up for this sex.
I'm so confused by so many choices. First, who is like, before we have sex, let's go into the Pacific Northwest freezing cold ocean at night.
This is their honeymoon where they've gone to, like, Sexy Island.
The water's still cold. They're going into the cold night water to prepare for sex. And they're naked, and then they get back to the bed, and miraculously, they're both bone dry. And then they're having sweet, slow sex. She is just ready immediately. And she is so chill. She is like tranquilizer chill about the fact that he rips the wall above her head. And she's like, it's fine. Keep going.
She wants to be a vampire because she wants to be with Edward forever.
Okay.
And he like doesn't want her to be because he thinks that she'll be damned, that her soul will be destroyed or whatever. But Edward, even the moment they meet, is so obsessed with her blood, he calls it his own personal heroine. Like, he's so obsessed with her personally and obsessed with her blood personally, he believes it would be the best tasting blood in the whole world. So he always is almost about to kill her. All the time. Even just them kissing for the first time is really hard because he wants to kill her and eat her.
How romantic.
Yes, it's delightful. It's wonderful.
I understand the desire to, like, be devoured, someone who's, like, so consumed by their need to be with you. That all totally makes sense to me. If someone breaks the wall above my head while they're about to go inside me for the first time, I'm not like, it's okay.
They are having the slowest, most cutest, like, just little sex moment, cute little brushing of the lips, and then broken. Everything's fucked up and broken everywhere in the whole apartment.
The room has exploded, but then the actual bed itself is fine, minus some feathers. Like, the bed didn't cave or crack. It's totally cool, but everything around it's like a hurricane. Was he thrusting so hard that the momentum of his thrust created like a tornado around them? It's also like, this is her virginity. Is this, now she's going to think this is what sex is. Like, we think porn is like the action movie to sex. Talk about setting unrealistic expectations.
I
What if they break up?
The other thing is, he is a virgin too. So he has spent 109 years thinking about what this could be like, and I'm
Okay.
here to deliver the hot take that he is bad at sex.
First of all, he's like, let's get in cold water before we have sex. That'll really warm you up. Secondly, we're going to do zero foreplay, no buildup whatsoever. We're just going to go right for it. And I imagine that he's probably like a literal jackhammer given the room afterwards.
I also didn't see an insertion point. The story wasn't 100% clear, and we'll get to this later, about like whether they were having penetrative sex or whether they were about to, or once the insertion point was the hand breaking the wall or whatever it was. It seemed so sweet and so lovely.
Does
I
it?
don't know. I mean, no, it's awful.
All right. I think we need to jump into the spice scale because I need to start throwing out judgment on this scene.
Well, welcome to the spice scale, our not so scientific way of rating intimacy scenes based on consent and power dynamics, technical craft and coordination excellence, and heat factor. Each category gets a score from 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest. Then we add it all up to give the scene a final letter grade. So we will start with consent and power dynamics.
Oh my God. It is consensual. He stops after he breaks the wall and she's like, keep going. It's not the clearest story of consent, but it seems that she is encouraging him to continue. So I want to give it like a 2.
I'm fine giving it a 2. Edward didn't want to have sex. He had a lot of fears regarding hurting her. He waited until they were married so that he could buy time, basically. And then the moment anything goes wrong, he's like, I want to stop. And then she's like, no, keep going. So I don't even know how consensual it is on his part.
Yeah, so 2. I'm going to give it a 2.
But then the power.
If we can even put aside the fact that he's 119 years old. And this is something that we just kind of have to accept with vampire stories because, when you have one where someone is coming in as a vampire as opposed to Sinners where, they're freshly turned, you have True Blood, you have Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it's totally fine that this high school girl is ending up with this 200-year-old or 300-year-old angel. But he looks young, so they look the same age, it's fine. Okay, that's the genre. We just have to be okay with that. His literal physical power is 1,000 times what hers is. She's just so passive. I would feel better about it if she was actively yes, I'm into you breaking the wall. Yes, I'm into you squeezing me so hard that you leave marks on me. That's a thing. And that could be something that is arousing to her, and maybe because this is written by someone who has a very specific idea of gender and sex, and this idea that the woman has to be so insanely passive in order to be pure and good, it feels like the power dynamics are really off. Stuff is just happening to her.
That's kind of her the entire series. Everything's just sort of happening to her. If the story that they wanted to tell, which this isn't it, but the story that I wanted them to tell is when she's looking at her bruises in the morning, even just the smallest biting of her lip or something where she looks at the bruises and they kind of excite her or make her happy.
Sure.
Because she feels marked, especially if we're in this desirous blood territory. It might feel nice to feel marked or something as far as her character goes. I feel like that would showcase so much more consent.
She's also not aware that she has these bruises on her. And I sometimes will get a bruise here and there where I'm like, how did that happen? But I feel like when it comes from a hand that squeezed you so hard you bruised, you feel the pain of it. You're not, she's so out of touch with her own body. We saw this in Teeth where the protagonist is so out of touch with her body, she doesn't even know she has teeth in her vagina, right? Like this
Yeah.
idea that like a pure woman is disconnected completely from her sexuality, is disconnected completely from her body, and that's part of what makes her good.
She's just thinking of England. Like,
Just thinking of England.
you lie back and think of England.
Yeah. Okay. Consent and power dynamics, I'm going to give it a 1 overall. I know we said 2 for consent. The power dynamics, I got to lower it. It's a 1. It's a 1 for me.
It is. It's a 1.
For me, it's not just what's happening between the two characters. It's also the film's perspective.
True.
On what we're
That's
seeing.
That's a great point. Let's get into technical craft and coordination excellence, the staging, film coverage, modesty protection, choreography, and overall execution of the scene.
You talked about this already. No idea when the moment of penetration happens, if it happens. I assume it does because we're in a very traditional idea of what sex is. And we're talking about losing virginities, which is like that. I can go on about that. But, you know, this only counts if the penis goes in. We have no idea when that happens, which is kind of funny because there's like so much buildup to that moment. But literally, I don't even know if it happened. It can't be overstated how much the set design was disconnected from the choreography.
I wanted to read some quotes from Robert Pattinson, which I think are fascinating.
Please, go ahead.
So this is in ladbible.com. This is an article from a while ago, but speaking about the filming process in an interview with Parade, Pattinson explained why the intimate moments between him and Stewart were hard to capture on camera. He said, "I think the more comfortable you are with each other, the harder it gets to do any kind of really intense relationship scene." He said, "Watching other people have sex is never going to be that spectacular anyway." He continued, adding that there was a pressure to live up to the hype from fans. When they were in the water, he said, "We were trying to kiss each other and we misjudged the strength of the tide, and so it was absolutely one of the most difficult things I've had to do in my entire life."
That was probably miserable to shoot.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like they're going into this scene with a lot of anxiety.
Yes.
For a lot of different reasons. I understand the pressure of going into a scene like this, especially a part of a series has so much buildup. Having to stay within a certain rating is a very real thing. And I know that with the rating system, they can be like really almost arbitrary at what is allowed and what isn't allowed, especially in a simulated sex scene. There are PG-13 movies that have clearer simulated sex scenes where the storytelling is a lot more clear than what we had here. You know, even if you can't show a moment of penetration, you can at least allude to like, oh, it hasn't happened yet, but it's going to happen, and then we cut away.
The images that they showed us in this scene feel really arbitrary. Like they feel like they were pulled out of nothing and they don't tell any story really. We don't even really see his reaction to anything. We mostly just see her face.
Yes. Because it's so much of it is about her. And this is something that is being taken from her. This is a big moment for her. And I'm like, it's actually also a big moment for him, too, especially if you think of the fact that he's been waiting 109 years. This is a really big deal for both of them. It is.
I also did not see any modesty garments, if that gives it anything.
Yeah, that was the only positive I had.
The masking was good. The masking was good here.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 1.
You're going to give it a 1?
For the masking.
I feel like... okay. All right. It gets a 1. Which brings us to heat factor. Just my gut reaction is a 3, but it's not a 3.
Mine's a 0.
I just wanted to have a better score. Not because I think it warrants it. I just wanted to have a better score. I feel like there was a vision for this that could have worked.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
But it did not work. And it was not hot or attractive. And you have very attractive people in this scene.
You have to work to make... It's not about the attraction of these two people
Mm-hmm.
or even the chemistry they have, the buildup for me wasn't building up tension. It wasn't getting me excited for what was happening. I was just really thrown the whole time. And they had some sweet moments in the bed, but it felt like they were just playing at the idea of a romantic simulated sex scene instead of actually doing it.
1.
No, I was saying 0, so we could have.
You're
If you
saying
want to
0.
compromise on a half, we can.
I feel give it a half. I mean, it's an F either way. I don't know why in my mind I thought we were going to give it a better score, but yeah, it just isn't good, like across the board.
Like on every level. Like,
I know.
even if I wasn't an intimacy coordinator, I'm like, this scene does nothing for me. And it's not about like my personal preferences. It's like they do nothing.
Even the breaking of the wall, they're relying on it way too much.
Yes. But that's the thing, is they're relying on the shock value of like, he destroyed the room.
Even just a split second of him, maybe they're wet from the water, and if he pushes her into the post and that breaks it or something, and then they fall into the bed or something. So it's like more accidental, maybe, than even just giving it like that introduction of he doesn't really know what he's doing either. It's just sort of, he can't control himself, but not in a sexy way. And I want to say, it is not because of the actors that this was a problem, and it's not because of the director maybe either, because we've seen K-Stu do an amazing intimacy scene that we gave an A very recently.
They're capable. To be fair, Love Lies Bleeding was made much later. She was older.
Yes.
She had publicly come out, so she was probably much more comfortable in herself, even though she was in a relationship with Robert Pattinson. I actually would not be surprised to find out the director didn't give much direction in the scene, especially knowing that these two people are actually together in real life. And I think the scene suffered because of it. We're at our final segment, Position to Know, where we'll answer common questions we get about our work. So if you have questions that you want to ask us as intimacy coordinators, please feel free to email us at fakingitthepod@gmail.com, and we might just answer your questions in the next episode.
Do intimacy coordinators need a reel? It's an interesting question because directors have reels, actors have reels, stunt coordinators, as I understand it, have reels as well.
For people who don't know, Ariel, can you explain what a reel is?
A reel is a series of clips of scenes you've worked on that showcase your best work. So if someone wants to hire you as a director, they can look at your reel, usually about a minute long, and it's just a compilation. Intimacy coordinators, as of right now, don't really have them. And I'm not sure that they should, because intimacy has so many parts to it. Choreography, while a big part of it, is not the only part of it. Happy to support whatever, but sometimes we don't have a lot of hands in the choreography, and we're standing there to hold space and make sure that boundaries are adhered to, and communicating with the director and the actors and the other departments to make sure that everything's coming together. We are not supposed to take images or videos of any intimacy that the actors are doing for privacy reasons, as well as power dynamic reasons. Like, we shouldn't have access. I've only been asked for one once, and I explained that it doesn't really make sense to have one, and pushed back, and they said, oh, okay, never mind then. And my resume kind of speaks for itself. But I guess for the newer intimacy coordinators who are coming in and don't have a lot to show as far as like IMDb, maybe it's helpful for them.
It's an emerging field, so we don't have like a decided standard for what should or shouldn't happen. I'd be curious to talk to some who have been doing this for longer. You can also see the argument for, stunt coordinators have reels. We were speaking to someone who used to direct adult films the other day, and she was saying that for her reel, she was showing up until the more explicit moments. And so I think there could be an ethical way to do this, especially if like the project is already released, if you're not showing the most graphic stuff, if it's not something that's just sitting on your website or you're posting on your social media, if you're only using it to send to specific people for a job that could be helpful, especially if you're trying to get a sense of the type of stuff this person has worked on, both like story-wise, but also the quality level and the size of the project.
I feel like a lot of this information can be picked up from an interview. Someone asking for a reel would not fundamentally understand everything that it is that we do.
It's a collaborative thing. You're not going to see all the prep work that person did. You're just seeing the final product. It's to get a quick taste for what this person can do.
What are you positioned to know?
How did you become an intimacy coordinator, or who becomes an intimacy coordinator? For myself, I have a background as an actor. I did a physical acting program in Italy when I was in college that focused on physical acting, commedia, and other types of movement storytelling. I also directed the youth theater program at the LA LGBT Center. We created original pieces around sexual health. So when this came along, it combined a lot of my interests. In terms of like who comes to this job, people come from all over. We have people who were actors, people who were stunt coordinators, people who were sex workers, who are psychologists. That's actually one of the things I really like, is that it attracts so many different types of people.
I was working in theater. I was trying to be an actor for a long time, so I really understood that part of the job. I always loved simulated sex scenes on TV and romance books, as you can tell by my Twilight knowledge. Loved romance everything. I really loved safe spaces and maintaining boundaries for folks. So when I found out about it, I was like, oh my God, it's everything I love. Hooray. That is what I want to do. Because it is a niche job. Not going to lie about that. Thanks so much for listening to Faking It.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. New episodes drop every other hump day, Wednesday.
If this was good for you, the best way to support our show is to follow the podcast and leave a quick rating or review. It takes less than 30 seconds, people, and it really helps us.
Tell one friend who loves spicy movie secrets about us. Find us on social media at Faking It the Pod.
Want to get involved? Head to patreon.com/fakingitthepod. For just $1, you can request scenes for us to break down. For $10, you get bonus content and never before seen footage. And for $5, you can get a shout out like these listeners. Thank you, Lee and Kiki Brown.
This episode was produced by Ariel Lee Cohen, social media and branding by Morgan Smith. Our theme song is Faking It by Mike Getz. Credits for the film or show we reacted to are in the episode caption. Stay real, fakers.